Hello everybody, welcome to the adventure of you. So I'm Catherine McIntosh and this is your journey of creating your future. And so there is no one on the planet that knows more about what you know. And here's the thing is when we go to create our future, because it's something that we have inside of us as an idea, as a vision, as something that we're like, ooh, that would be really cool. And then we go, but I don't know if that exists. So let me look outside of me, outside of my world, and see if anyone else on the planet is doing it, because then maybe I can copy or match or see what they're doing or prove that it's possible, that it can be actualized, that it can exist, that it can be manifested. Well, here's the secret, my friends. Creating your future is literally about going on an adventure that allows you to begin to trust you in a way that you never have done before. Okay? So what you know about future, here's a news flash. Nobody else on the planet knows it in the way you do. Now, I'll give you an example in my life. I am a body worker. A lot of you know it. Some of you don't. I have worked with bodies for over 20 years all over the world. I've worked with famous people. I've worked with best-selling authors. I've worked with stay-at-home moms and people with cancer and dads and like CEOs and executives in all walks of life, right? And what I can tell you is that I didn't know that what I know about the body was different. So I'm writing a book. I'm writing a book about what I know about the body. And what I've really had to do is start to ask, wow, what do I know that nobody else on the planet knows? Right? That if I start letting myself know it, be it, have it, that it will literally be a catalyst for changing my future, but also changing the planet. Because here's the deal, my friends. When you start to create and choose choices that are in alignment with what you know, not what anyone else knows, but what you know, then you begin to open up doors that don't yet exist. You begin to invite people to see different possibilities. You also bring an energy to the earth that allows for creation, that allows for magic, that allows for miracles. And so what you know inside of you, nobody else knows. And nobody else knows it in the way that you know it. So there's lots of energy workers, there's lots of body workers, there's lots of people in Access who are incredible at what they do. And yet what I was doing for a lot of my life was discounting that I knew something different. I worked on someone yesterday and it was like this entire universe opened up and I was like, wow, I know so much about the body that I have discounted. Now, why am I telling you my personal story? Because I would imagine you're here to figure out what you know about the future and to figure out, and not really figure out, but to be in the adventure of what you know and how you can create it and how you can actualize it. And my guess is that somewhere along the journey of your life, you have discounted that what you know and how you know it is not very different. Well, here's your news flash. Here's your wake-up call. It is very different. And if you start to acknowledge it and you start to pay attention to the subtleties of the energies and the lightness and the goosebumps and the butterflies and the like, oh, yeah. So it's the things in our future and the things that in the journey of creating our future, the things that you get most excited about. So when you are going around in your life, right, and you see people or energies or things that that light you up, right, those are the energies that are in alignment and have a similar component to contributing to helping you create your future. So I hope that makes sense. So in the last 10-day adventure, if you joined us, awesome. If you didn't, you can certainly join us. So for all 100 days, and you'll get 10 different 10-day adventures. And if you're just here for this one, awesome. So in the money one, having magic with money, I talked about the energy of a habit, right? And so when we see things or people or energies, right, like a fancy car or an awesome hotel or an incredible spa, you start to ask your body, oh, I'll have that, rather than say, what's it going to take for me to get it? How come I don't have it? And we start to do contraction. So if you see somebody who's an incredible entrepreneur, who's making an impact on the planet in the way that you want to, in a way that you're like, ooh, I want that energy, you start to go, I'll have it. I'll have it. And you start to be curious about the energies that they're being that you would like to also have. So here's the thing. If you can see it in somebody else, it means you also have that energy. You also have that knowing. So if you can see magic or possibility or like the quality of never giving up in somebody else, it means that you also possess that quality. So when you say, I'll have it, it starts to activate in you your own knowing. So creating your future isn't necessarily about coming up with calculated plans. Because we all know that the best business plans, the best future plans, the best marriage plans, the best starting a family plan, it doesn't always turn out the way that we planned. And so we have to kind of go with the flow, go with the adventure. And if something isn't working, we begin to change directions. So if your life right now, as you are, if you look into the future, if you were to go in the same direction that you've been going in, what does your life look like in 5 years? And what components of your life do you need to start to change so that you can steer your ship, steer your future, steer your life and living, steer your body, steer your money flows in the direction that you'd like to go? Okay? So my friends, this 10 days is really being curious about what you know. So today, what I want you to do is write down some of the qualities of the future you want, right? Do you want ease with money? Do you want to travel the world? Do you want a partner? Do you want multiple partners? What sort of energies do you want to be playing with on a daily basis? What do you want your life to be like on a daily basis? What sort of freedom? What kinds of, just imagine and start to write it down and notice the quality or the energies of those things. So let me give you an example. 6 years ago, 5+ years ago, before my son was born, I got the energy. Now, mind you, I was a full-time hairdresser and I was doing part-time energy work on the side, right? I didn't totally trust my energy work, or I didn't trust that I could make a living doing it, right? So 5 years later, I make a living doing it. I make a awesome living doing it. I have a 4.5-year-old that travels the world with me, and wow. So 5.5, 6 years ago, there's no way that I could ever imagine that my life would look like what it does today. So what I did is I got the energy of my future, and it was traveling the world with my son. I knew I was pregnant at the time, and I knew we'd be on stages all over the world, but I had no idea what I'd be doing, what he'd be doing. I just got this energy and sense. So I started to ask for things that matched that energy to show up in my life. And then people started showing up. Okay? So what I want you to do is get creative. And if you hit this like ceiling of like, oh yeah, that's a good life, ask, what's beyond that you can't imagine? What's like beyond? So right now I keep asking for beyond what I can envision or imagine. When we go for the energies beyond beyond, 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 that is when the magic happens. And so you start to ask for all the energies that match that will contribute to that, to come into your life. And we're going to go on these 10 days. So write it down. Really pay attention to the energy and start to ask for those energies to come play with you, to come find you, to come contribute to you. And then we will see you tomorrow and we'll begin our adventure. And so I adore you. I'm so excited to see what you create. And what if you knew something about the future that no one else on the planet knew? And what if you trusted that knowing and you didn't look for validation outside of yourself, but instead you just kept going and you found the people and the energies and the situations and the places on the planet that matched that knowing? I wonder what you would create. And so I look forward to seeing you on the inside. I'll just leave you with this one thing, is that it never shows up the way you think it's going to. And two, it's about that instantaneous yes. Okay? So when you say yes to the instantaneous yes, and then you ask the universe to show you how to make it happen, how to create with you, start asking for it, I promise things will show up in ways you can only imagine, but it does take a leap of faith. It does take trusting you. It also takes trusting that no matter what the outcome is, the universe always has your back. So my friends, I wonder what magic you'll create, and I can't wait to play with you in these 10 days. And I'll see you in the Facebook group. Come, tell us what you want your future to look like. What do you want to play with? What do you want it to be like? And what energies in the group and what energies in the world can start to contribute to you? So let's play, let's have an adventure, and I wonder who you'll be on the other side of this one. Thanks for playing, and I'll see you on the other side.